Welcome in to Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you with reaction to the Seahawks' 27-23 loss to the Atlanta Falcons. You have questions, I have answers. We'll get to those in just a second. But let me say this much. This was a game that going into the 2022 season that Seahawks fans felt like was a must-win game. Now let me explain that for a second. The Falcons are rebuilding. This is one of the worst rosters in the NFL. And so if the Seahawks were going to do any damage this year, they needed to win this game right here. So to not win this game here is a disappointment. Look, they competed. They were in it through 4 quarters, no doubt about it. But to let this one slip away, if you're a team that's trying to win games and trying to make the playoffs, you can't lose games like this one here against one of the worst talented teams in the league in Atlanta here. So with that, let's go ahead and get to your mailbag questions. Now, before we get to your mailbag questions here, let's grade the performance of the Seahawks here. A, B, C, D, or F. What do you think of what the Seahawks put together on the field on Sunday? Was it an A performance? No, obviously it wasn't. Was it a B performance, C, D, or F? Up to you guys. Let me know in the comments section. A, B, C, D, or F. Look, I mean, they didn't get blown out, but it was still a bad team. For me, personally, I would put this as like a C or D. What say you? Let me know in the comments section. A, B, C, D, or F in the comments section below. First question from Robert. Geno would be intriguing if he was a rookie. Play small in big moments. I think you're absolutely right about that. Look, if after today I told you that Geno Smith as a rookie went 32 of 44, 325 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick, you'd say, you know what? It's a rookie that's heading in the right direction. The problem with that is Geno Smith is in his 10th year in the league? I mean, like, come on, man. I mean, Geno Smith, if you were a starter in the National Football League, and you're a veteran at this point, you got to show up more than that. You got to make plays. You got to be more accurate. You can't turn over the football. And, look, Geno Smith, the yardage was there, but this offense wasn't consistent enough. Look, the majority of this loss falls on the defense. I think everybody would agree with that. But Geno Smith had opportunities to win this game and to find a way to get it done, and he's simply going to get it done here. So while the majority falls on the defense, I think everyone absolutely agrees on that. Geno Smith still, in crunch time, didn't take that next step and make those necessary plays there. So, yes, I absolutely agree. A rookie, you would feel optimistic. Things are heading in the right direction. A veteran that's been in the league a decade plus, you're kind of shaking your head like, really? I mean, is that it? Is that all you got? So, thanks for the question there, Wayne. Next question. Pete is not the issue. Talent is. Enough said. You know what? Pete, for the most part, I like what I've seen. I question what I saw from Shane Waldron of the game he called against San Francisco. But other than that, yeah, talent has been the problem. There's obvious holes in this Seahawks team when it comes to the defense and being able to stop anybody for that matter. The offensive line made improvements today on the offensive side of the ball, but there's still a ways to go. So, look, Pete Carroll's a Hall of Fame head coach. He'll be in the Hall someday. But, I mean, I'm not sold on Shane Waldron either. So, I get where you're coming from, but that's not a perfect analogy there. There's still some holes to deal with among that offensive staff, quite frankly, there. But thanks for the question there, Wayne. Jason writes in, we made Cordell Patterson look like Barry Sanders. Bernie Sanders. Cordell Patterson, 17 carries, 141 yards, and 1 touchdown. In all honesty, how many Seahawks fans knew before today that Cordell Patterson was even a running back? I mean, people know him for his time as a receiver, right? I mean, it's just insane what he was able to do. and the Seahawks defense had no way to stop him whatsoever. It was really frustrating to see. Look, the run defense has to shore up because I can tell you this much going forward for the Seahawks defense, you're going to see a lot better running backs than Cordell Patterson, who we have to face up against. That was not good. That was bad, no matter how you slice it, for sure. Today's show is presented by BetUS. BetUS is the exclusive sportsbook partner of Chat Sports. And if you use the promo code Seahawks125, they'll give you a 125% deposit bonus. Check out chatsports.com/bet. So you put $100 down, you'll get $125 to spend for free. It's a great deal just for viewers of Seahawks Today. Promo code Seahawks125 at checkout, chatsports.com/bet. Wayne says, question, who should we target in the 2023 draft? Top 3 pick now. Well, look, I think everybody was saying going into this season that Atlanta was going to have the number 1 or number 2 pick. And now you just lost to that team everybody thought was going to have the number 1 or number 2 pick. So that doesn't feel good. For me, here's what I look at for next year. Okay? And I talked about this on our main Chat Sports channel a couple days ago. No matter where your position when it comes to the draft, Will Anderson, a linebacker from Alabama, has to go number 1. No matter what your quarterback situation is, he has to be your number 1 pick. And then you figure out the quarterback situation from there. So if you're the Seahawks and you have the number 1 pick, you take Will Anderson. But then after that, then you go get C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young, something to that effect. So that's what I'm looking at. If the Seahawks have a top 3 pick, it's either Will Anderson, it's either C.J. Stroud, or it's Bryce Young. And if you have the number 3 pick, then it's the best available of those 3. But those are the 3 guys I would think are the most likely to be in that top 3 this upcoming draft. Thanks for the question. Nick writes in, hashtag Seahawks, hashtag Papa Seahawks. Your thoughts on the Seahawks' performance? Rank the offense, defense, and special teams, 1 through 10. The offense had momentum at times. They looked good from time to time, but it wasn't consistent. I'd give the offense about a 6. The defense left a lot to be desired here. I mean, the defense really struggled for the Seattle team and had no answer for one of the worst offenses in the NFL. I'd give that about a 2 or a 3. Special teams, the field goals were made. The punts weren't bad either. I give about an 8 or 9, quite frankly. But special teams isn't going to be the difference in winning you a whole lot of games, quite frankly. But, Nick, I see where you're coming from, but this one for me is on the defense. The defense is the reason why the Seahawks lost this game. Who was your MVP for the Seahawks taking on the Atlanta Falcons? Look, Geno Smith played good for the most part. The run game was better, but it wasn't necessarily great. I liked what I saw from Tyler Lockett catching the football, 9 catches, 76 yards. DK Metcalf had his best game of the year, 5 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown. My MVP, I guess I'd go Tyler Lockett, but I wish I had other guys to choose from, especially defense. Oh, I left a lot to be desired, but nonetheless, let me know in the comments section, who was your MVP against Atlanta? Last question in the inbox. Diggs and DK don't want to be here. I blame Pete for getting rid of Russ with no backup plan. See, I disagree with that. If DK didn't want to be here, why did he sign a contract extension? Why did Diggs sign a new deal? He knew that Russ wasn't here. Look, they're not the problem. Everyone else around them has to get better. I think Diggs and I think DK want to be here, but there's obvious holes around them. So I don't blame them at all as far as I'm concerned there. Jason, I understand the frustration, but this is not about Quandre Diggs and DK Metcalf as far as I'm concerned, quite frankly. But thanks for the question anyway. Before we go, as always, subscribe to the channel. Non-stop Seahawks coverage all year long. We're doing watch parties each and every week. We're doing live shows during the week as well. All the time, right here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now. Be a real one. and catch up with your favorite team each and every week right here on Seahawks Today. And we'll see you next time here on the channel.